Hi guys, it's Adam at Fluffy Feather Farm. We have a really big announcement this week that we have been working on, boy, for over a year and a half. One of the first products we offered to you guys as our followers and as people that would stop by the farm stand was a fluffy cow stuffed animal. And recently, we've stopped offering that. And a lot of you have wondered why. Why have we stopped offering this stuffed animal in our store? And I'm going to get to that. But first, I want to tell you a little story. And then I have a really exciting announcement about how you are going to see that Highland cow stuffed animal back available on our online store and at the farm stand. So when I was a child, my favorite thing in the world was stuffed animals, specifically teddy bears. I thought teddy bears were the coolest thing in the world. And if you knew me as a child, you know that I had this teddy bear collection. Everywhere we went, every store I went to, every Christmas, every birthday party, all I would ask for was stuffed teddy bears. This is Snuffles. So Snuffles came with his name. He's made by the Gund Company. And I remember, now that I look at this tag, like the memories come back, because the washing instructions are surface washable, mild suds, cold water, air dry, brush gently. And as a child, I think I read that tag about 1,000 times. And you can tell that Snuffles here was never actually washed. I was always afraid if I washed him that he would never be the same again. I took him everywhere with me. He kind of developed this little personality of his own. His personality came from my brother. So my brother is 6 years older than me. And the way that we would play together is that we would play make-believe, and he would take my stuffed animals and he would give them voices, and all of them had different personalities. My brother and I kind of came up with this whole world of make-believe for my stuffed animals. I think that's partially where my love of just animals in general comes from. We didn't have any furry animals as pets when I was little. My mother had really bad allergies. My brother had bad allergies. I today have bad allergies. We couldn't have like a dog or a cat in our house. I never cuddled on the couch with a dog, and so I think I replaced those animals with, these make-believe animals. So I had, Snuffles here, and his buddy here, Chocolate, which you can see is not quite as worn. And there's a pink version too, which is Strawberry, and then Marshmallow back here, and Mistletoe. And if you grew up in Chicago or you grew up around like a Marshall Field store, every year they had a mistletoe bear. So this was like one of the first ones. And it came with like a hat and a scarf and all those things that I've lost at this point. This was one of my first stuffed animals. This is Baby Bear. I know, I wasn't very as creative back then. So this is Baby Bear, and he's actually a music box. So he has a turnkey, and the music box unfortunately doesn't work anymore. Oh, you can hear it. It doesn't function. So the music box unfortunately doesn't work anymore, but you can see like he has movable arms, and movable legs. Like they don't make stuffed animals like this anymore. And Marshmallow and Tender Teddy back here. And all of these animals became this little world that I lived in as a child because I loved playing with them. I loved playing make-believe. My favorite show when I was little was Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. My favorite character was Daniel Tiger. He was kind of like everything you wanted to be as a child. You know, he was caring and he was loving and he asked lots of questions and he always talked very nicely. He was just so very innocent. And I think that, you know, between my brother coming up with personalities for these animals and, you know, watching them on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, I developed this love of make-believe, and that's like lived on through my adult life. My boys, Keegan and Caleb, as they grow up, you know, they enjoy some of the same things. And now they have, you know, taken over this collection of teddy bears, which a lot of them I have donated at this point, but I held on to the very special ones. When I look at them, there's just these instantaneous memories that come back for each and every single one of them. And those were things that I did not want to give up. That's where my love of stuffed animals comes from originally, is just that nurturing and that place where they could be whatever I wanted them to be, and I could talk to them about whatever I wanted to talk to them about, and they were a way for me to feel safe as a child, and I was never scared when I had like all of my stuffed animals around me. And that's why it's so important to me, because now, you know, I'm the voice behind that stuffed animal. It's so cool to me that, you know, that Snuffles here especially is probably, you know, 35 years old. And he's the same as the day I got him, minus, you know, a little wear and tear.